Hey guys, welcome back to Factorio. In this episode, I think at least initially, I want to really redo this so that it's less jank and actually works. It's going to help that we are at least producing some things using this. But otherwise, that's kind of it. So one thing I did realize is, since our, I guess if I show you again, the smelter, even though it's like a full smelter and getting a full belt of input, it's only producing half a belt of output, because the ore is actually 2 to 1. But in the future, we'll be able to research something that allows us to like improve the ore quality. I don't remember exactly what it is. Just look at like ore. Uh, essentially, we'll eventually get like a second recipe for that, but I'm guessing that's further in the future. So I shouldn't like, wow, that's a lot of fluids. I shouldn't just rely on the fact that that's going to happen anytime soon. So, but eventually it will. I don't know what it will get it up to, but it will improve it. So for now, what I could probably do is mine out some more and have like a second miner, like a second smelter. Or I can just live with half throughput for now. In terms of our, I was gonna say radiation, in terms of our pollution, we do actually have to start worrying a little bit, which is why I started making turrets in the last episode. That makes sense. And I'm also starting to automate some rifle stuff. Okay. Having inserters actually makes me feel pretty okay about this stuff. Oh, belts are almost filled. Nice. So in order to actually like redo this, it's gonna be tough because I don't think my calculator works for this. What was the hotkey? Yeah, we are starting to get a good amount of assemblers, which makes me feel nice. It's also interesting how like these parts have a unique texture. I don't know how I feel about that because it makes the belts look as if they're like they don't have the same thing on them. Okay, I should probably go deal with that. It's not very far. Let's go handle... It is just a worm, though. That's easy enough, and then I can collect... They're not any creep? Okay. And there are a good amount of trees. I really don't know how to design things in this mod, because usually it's like I can just go to Factorio Calculator. It's a really nice website with a lot of useful tips. But it doesn't obviously have these custom recipes. Okay, so all of our coal's gone. Maybe I should go collect some. And we are going to need coal on the main bus, but I really don't know how much. I'll leave some coal for the burners. Okay. Let's go get more stone bricks, though, because I am tired of walking so slowly. Although there's not much I can really do about that. Oh, that's much better. This is out of stone. It's just like, I want to just sort of pave everything. Certainly like this, though. Oh, that bothers me. Oh, God. Okay. Let me add more coal into here so we can get more ammo. Right, so if I go back into here, because there is a totals option. What does it specifically say? All products from all the sheets. I think that's what I want. So I think if I I guess for now I can delete this one. So if I select like belts and I do, how many would I even want realistically per minute? Maybe 30 per minute, which would be like 1 every 2 seconds. That's a little fast though, I think. It probably needs to be more like 1 every 5 seconds. So instead of 30, it would be what? 12 per minute every 5 seconds. And so then if I make another sheet and I do a similar thing, 12 per minute, then I look at totals, then I could see something like this, and I think that's essentially what I want. The underground belt, for this we have this recipe, which it seems to use the one we've already used, which is good. And then I also want all these other ones. Okay. So that's a splitter, and then loaders. 12 per minute. So now if I look at totals, for example. 0.85. Did that even change? It must have, right? Because these also need them. But look how many furnaces we need just for, like, 1 every 5 seconds. It's gonna take 7 megawatts as well. Okay, and then what else do I even have in here? I also have these. Is there anything new I have to add? Yes, oh god. Oh, you can break old inserters in the crusher to get parts. That's good to know. So, like, if you've had a whole burner inserter base, you can just crush them and get some ingredients back. Okay. But this is the one that I want. And then I also need some pipes. This is kind of ridiculous. But I think this is fundamentally calculation I want. Underground pipes. And then what else? Just those? Just the assembling machines? And I also want miners after for drilling. Assemblers. They're here somewhere. I don't think they're on that page. They must be under the page that obviously looks like them. 12 a minute. And anything new? No. Interesting. There's a lot of stuff we're going to end up getting to. That's cool. So I think that's everything. That's these. That's these. What else might we want? I mean, long inserters, I guess, I could also make. Everything else is kind of like I can just do by hand. So yeah, maybe also long inserters. Although, let me just see the totals already, because this is already supposed to take 40 furnaces. So actually, let me have this then. It's supposed to be more of a trickle, right? Let's make all of these 6, which is what, 1 every 10 seconds? Which is fine, because that means you'll get 10 every minute. Well, it means you'll get 6 every minute. And it will slowly accumulate. And that's half the iron demand. Which is good, because we really don't have that. So it really doesn't even look too bad. We just need like 4 gear assemblers and stuff. Yeah, let me add like one more thing to this then, which was, what was I even talking about? I do love this mod though. Now that I know how it's used with the like totals option, yeah, it's fantastic. I do also want magazines, but like I have to manually feed the coal. So it's kind of whatever. Um, long inserters, that's what I said. 6 totals. There we go. Now I can start building. I kind of think I want to just tear this down and put it exactly here. Also, how's our... Doing okay, but we're starting to get into like danger zone, especially when I don't have turrets everywhere. So let me go set up some more turrets, grab some more stone bricks, and then we can actually begin. I guess you could call it refactoring. Obviously, oh, I ran out right when we hit the water. Okay, that works. Oh, fish stacks only up to 50 now. Interesting. So we already have one of those. But what I do need over here is a nice turret. And I've heard that turrets are overpowered in this game. In this mod specifically, I mean. Collect some coal for later. I'll worry about replacing that later. Oh, this is so slow. I should put some turrets down, though. Specifically, the coal is the most important one. Keep power. I don't think they'll really attack the belts. They'd probably aim at these first. And that's one small area. And then I kind of want both sides. Maybe I should automate turrets as well. That seems like a good idea. There's so many items there. Okay. So now our stuff is somewhat more protected. I'll have to design walls soon. Let's go refill the stone in here. Nice. Yeah, it's kind of just this, isn't it? There's not much for us to do except refactor this. I am worried about those. But now that... Oh, what did I not protect? Oh, the science. Um, I mean, that's really, like, not a big deal if it gets destroyed. So let me tear this apart. It's gonna take a while, so I'll clear off the belts so that it's easier for my bots. I'm just gonna have to empty out these chests. Oh god. I'll just leave things in here for now. How much did that drop our power just by deconstructing that? a good amount. Yeah, you could just see assembling machines just dropped off. Air pollution looks like it's just dissipating mostly because we're essentially not doing anything anymore. We're really just doing some mining until that fills up. And we're just like doing a tiny bit of power stuff. Oh, I didn't even realize that the last one's out of coal. That's okay. No, it isn't, because the stone brick one's also out of coal. Sorry, bots, you have to go for a ride. Flashlights on. Bots are gonna run out of power soon. Oh, they're not too bad. Yeah, there they go. One thing you can sort of do is you can just mine them when they're low on power, and that just like recharges them immediately. Wow, this is so much faster. Okay, let's break this down and then we have to continue. So we're going to need like 6 of these. 6 of these, 2 of these. 2 exactly is nice. 2 of these. How many actual belt ones do we need? We don't even need a full belt one. But I'm curious. The issue is I don't actually have a way to limit these things to be exactly 6 a minute, right? Until I get like logistics stuff, which, where even is that? That's down here, like circuit networks and stuff. Until I get access to that, I can't like manually limit production to 6 a minute. So what it's going to be is essentially it's going to make all of the, like, one of them, and then it will fill up, and then it will do the next. I think that's essentially how it's going to work. Because I can't control what takes, like, the gears, you know? I should put the slower recipes first, though, I think. Interesting. I do really wish. I have no way to do that, though, right? Yeah, there's nothing I can do without, like, actual wires. And that also takes green science to even research. Oh. Well, thanks for the heads up, game. Where's it coming from? I'm guessing top left or bottom left? Oh, yep. Good thing I put that turret there. Okay. Well, we're not going to get that heads up again. Look at all the resources. Wow, okay. I'm just like struggling with what I actually, how I want to lay this out. I guess I'll just do it the dumb way that I know isn't actually going to work very well. The other thing to consider, though, is the, like, other ingredients all these things need. Because these... How am I going to actually get everything there? I guess if I have 2 belts, that's 4 different items I can carry. So like a splitter, for example. What's the actual recipe? Okay. Just the gears and iron plates. It's so weird. How am I even supposed to lay this out? So let me just... No, that's a stupid place to start. Start with iron down here. Just like before. We'll do something like this. And just to begin, we need 6 gears. You just do that for spacing. Okay, so these can make gears, and I think they're going to need 2 inserters. Yes, in order to fully maximize them. Although actually, they probably don't need that because I don't actually need 6. I don't need 6, I just need close to 6. So it might just be that slight slowdown will average out to not matter. And so now I can... I guess I'll build this way. We'll have a lane of this. So that solves all the gear requirements. This is like really... I'm struggling to like mentally handle this right now. So obviously just the inserters need the inserter parts. Automation cores need to go to them. So wherever the automation cores go, they need to handle the inserters, the splitters, and the assembling machines. And the miners. Okay. So obviously pipes are really simple. I could essentially just throw them like right over here, actually. So how many do I actually need? I need 0.6 and 0.05. But you also see the issue with this. This is going to just take all of the pipes until it fills up. But I guess that's sort of just like how it is. Can I? No, I can't like filter that, so that was a waste. I just wanted to see if I actually could, but I need like steel chests for that. So this is still gonna be like not the best design. I guess it could just be something like this, right? And I just limit it. Of course, the important thing is I need to fill it up with the ones I already have. Yeah, this will just, essentially it will just be like that. Anytime I take these, it will drain. So in fact, I think there's a better way to do this. Well, my power poles aren't really helping. Something like that. It's something like this. I don't need a belt, though. I could just use the ground. So essentially, this is where they're stored, but that can also just be directly taken from if these need filling. So it's like really... It's not ideal. Because the moment I draw from this, this will get drawn from, but... Let's see, crafting time is the same. But this will take longer to fill just with the inserter, so hopefully that's a limiting factor. Okay, so there should be some natural limitation there. So what I can do is... I'll delete the pipe ones, since those are essentially irrelevant now. Now, which one needs... Okay, for, gun turrets also need the iron beams. This is, like, so hard to actually process. So, like, I need a line of iron beams. I need a line of inserter parts, but that can just be for the inserters. And I need, like, a line of automation cores. So... And I need iron sticks. Well, what specifically needs iron sticks? It might just be, like, one thing. Well, it's like the inserter and the inserter parts. So those can sort of go together. Nothing else actually needs them. But like everything else needs iron beams, so let me just add the iron beams then. I haven't selected the recipe, but it's this one. Which will take 5.6, which means another 6. So, I can make this symmetrical then. But then I also need to draw iron on this side. No. Okay, we can just extend this out. Oh my goodness. Yep, there we go. And because of the inserters in this game, I can set these to near. I don't have to do any shenanigans with the belts to make it work. Which I do really appreciate. So now I can just have this sort of line. Unfortunately, these are all drawing from the same side, which isn't ideal. But for now, I'm just going to deal with that. So those are the intermediate ingredients. So I can start to make these things, but I'm also going to need automation cores. So next I should make the automation cores. I only need 2 of those, and they just take... Those will also take the iron sticks. This is like... My head is struggling with this. So this is obviously going to, like, wrap around. So really, I can have, like, a lot of belts. I can really have way more than I think I can. Like, imagine it's just something like that. But realistically, it might even be one higher. No, I can put, like, 2 belts on that side, and that should be enough. I only need 1 of these. So those both get done, but I also need iron coming in. And am I going to need copper directly here? For the automation cores, I will. And for... Yeah, so... What I'll do is I'll merge a copper and iron line. That can be this one. I need automation cores and inserter parts on this one. But now I actually don't have, like, any room for the output. Hmm. I hate these power poles. They're so bad. So I could do something like that. But like, what use is that? Okay. I'll set this. What's the hotkey? There it is. Right, so I want to output up, but coming from this side. And that can be the output, and that can go on like an underground belt. Yeah, I guess. And then I could feed them in from the sides. That's not too bad. So I'm imagining something like this. And then if these needs it, I can do this. I can pull it in. Oh, I turned Alt off. This one needs to be iron and copper, so I can go do that. And I think the way I'm going to do that... The big issue is, again, you're pulling from one side, but we'll have to worry about that later. Okay, so that's now producing. Really... This is like still not good, but it's certainly an improvement. And once we have all of these things, we'll actually be able to work on like the proper science output. There's really just a ton of designing involved. Look at all the belts we have stored as well. And these just need to output. I'm gonna output them like this into a chest. These are the undergrounds. Yeah. This is this. This is that one. Oh, that's unfortunate now that I am looking at that. With this design, I actually... Oh, no, I could do something. This is awful. I do not... But there is something I can do. Power goes there, so I want to do... Just like that. Wait until you see this. So it will be like that, but pulling from there. And then this one can be the same as before. But this also needs gears. And it's going to need automation cores from up there. Now there's nowhere to output it, though. That's... Oh, God. It's like way too compact. That's my issue. Oh, what do I mean there's nowhere to output it? Of course there's somewhere to output it. With this mod, anything's possible. These are the splitters. Yep, so they can just filter in like that. I kind of actually like that, like, layout for these. And so everything's going to be limited by the inserter speed, which is honestly okay. Not that big of a deal. Because again, it's supposed to be like one every 10 seconds. And I think it will roughly be that. Okay, so our belts and everything are fine. We don't have a storage for the other belts yet, but I think we can essentially just do that right here. But the thing is, then we can't do what we did before if we do it that way. So what I actually want is this. No, I want them all to be like down here. I have to like manually go in the red zone. In fact, I didn't want a red zone for these, did I? So it could be like this, and then this. And that's good because, again, this inserter will limit this. I mean, it was essentially limited before, but that's fine too. And now all these chests are on the same level. These are down there, but that's okay. Next. We're actually making progress on this. That's impressive. I can go into my sheets and I can get rid of the belts, the underground belts, the splitters, and the loaders. Although, no, we still need two of those, so I need to keep that in mind. So let me add back the splitter, because that actually wasn't completely done. So yeah, it's 1.3, so two of those, one of those. And I'll put the inserters up there, I guess. So I need inserter parts, just one. Automation cores, two. And for those, I also need the iron sticks, though, don't I? Yeah. Which will have to be its own sort of line. Do any of these need just iron? No. So I can replace the iron on the belt with iron sticks. Hypothetically. Automation cores. Because that's the issue, right? I need three more things. So inserter parts and iron sticks, and on the mid can be automation cores. I should do the turrets now, though. Because I just need two of those. Those need these ingredients. So my output can be something like... I think I have to do something stupid with the power. Yeah, something like this. And then they're just feeding into the same one. Okay. And that will slowly do those. This is a nightmare. If you're somehow being entertained by this, then I'm very happy for you, but this is... It's so, like, just hard to keep track of everything. Okay, similarly, mining drills should be done next. And then assembling machines on this line where they have access to these things. And how many do I need? One. And hopefully... where's the other one? 1 and 1. Yep, and I want these limited. Actually, these probably don't even need to be limited. Like, maybe they should be, but I could use all of them, right? So I don't need to worry. Like, these I want limited, but some things I'm just going to use a lot of. Solutions, okay. I do like how this looks, though, so far. It's definitely an improvement. Power is like nothing, because we're not really doing much. Good. Okay. So after all of that, just the inserters, which are their own thing. I don't need any of these ingredients anymore for those. And that's literally it, isn't it? It's only long inserter, normal inserter, and the intermediate ingredients, which are simply these and these, which need iron sticks for both. So iron sticks should probably be like over here. And how many iron sticks do I need? 2. And the automation cores. Oh, but these also do need gears, so they'll have to be here too. And I'll put the automation cores and inserter parts on that, and I'll put the sticks on this one, I guess. So the way I'll do that is very stupid. I'll do something like this. Should go down one after, I think. Okay. So these should be the, like, inserter parts. Just takes 1. And do the inserter parts need automation cores? No, they do not. So I'll actually do the automation cores here. It's going the wrong way. Right, actually, I don't need to move these. Yeah, that's fine. So these will be pulling iron sticks from this one. And they'll just be dumping to the far side of this one. But they also need gears, which means they have to do this. And they need copper, which means they do this. And so once I have iron 6 going there, we're good. The copper doesn't actually have to keep going. So I may as well just do this and say output priority right, which is copper, so, or iron, I mean. So, and then I'll just continue that by itself. It's not really needed, but it's better, I guess, than leaving that copper sitting there. Okay, inserter parts is next. We only need 1 of those, which is just gears. I'll match the other and go up the middle. And this also needs to be on this one, but it needs to be the near side. And it also needs to take from there. And last but not least, we just need the 2 of those. So what I'm going to do... I'll just do this. And put them here. And there we go. And I don't need like a full 2 belts worth, but I theoretically could... No, I'll just leave it like this and see if I need to change anything. So yeah, as you can see, all of that's going to be consumed, and slowly this will fill up. Wow, this is kind of crazy. And now all I need are the inserters and long inserters using these 2 belts. Wow. Oh, I should just do this. And it is just 1 and 1. Yep. And I don't think the Iron 6 are actually getting far enough to, like, make automation cores yet. But that's also okay, right? Because it's going to just be slow. Really, though? I just need the 1.2. Is it limited by... Oh, it's... everything's limited, so I need actually something more like this. Okay, that's probably better. This is one instance where I definitely do need the, like, double inserters for everything. And these are filled, so let me just help and see if it gets backed up again or not. This is a similar case, I think, where I do actually need... I do actually need more copper going in. Okay, so now things are actually moving. But of course, the assembly cores are also being used for everything else. So at least until those start to fill up, we won't be getting a lot of inserters, but that's okay. Because we also do have a lot already. These can just do this. Inserters I can basically have unlimited of. Long inserters, I don't know, like 5 of them? In fact, maybe I don't want that many normal inserters either, because we are going to be upgrading in the future, and I'd have to crush them back to get the resources. But here we are. Here's our actual, like, end result. It's definitely an improvement. I think that's everything. Gun turret, splitter, yep. I do like this mod. This is really nice. And I'll worry about the science in a bit. Not bad, though. I mean, our inserters are really bad. Like, they're really not... really not that good, but... I just don't want that in my inventory. Now these... they're just chugging. They're chugging along. And these are actually going to be getting made properly. This is really what we're lacking, though. Oh, no, yeah, so they are trickling down. We are getting automation cores in the inserters. I mean, these are filled anyway, so it doesn't matter, but... okay. Good. And then that's the good thing. We can just leave, and eventually that will just be filled up. Just take those. I think the last thing I want to do, though, is the stone brick thing. I want to, like, layer that with stone bricks to make it look a bit less cheap. Yeah, you see we're actually starting to, like, use more of our smelter. We're out of stone again. And I'm not going to worry about it. But we're not even going to have, like, nearly enough bricks. Maybe we'll have enough to do like a good portion of this. Let's do something like this, like a 2 gap. Like just a small margin. Okay, and then I'll fill this in. And we're like almost out. And I'll have to do these too, even though we can't see them. So at least we can run here, though. This is definitely good progress. You can see the gears actually being essentially completely used because we should have the perfect ratio of how much needs to be here. And we are just limiting ourselves, which is why we might not actually have, like... We are building up slightly a little, but... Approximately everything will be made of, like, 6 a minute or something. Slowly, but surely. So yeah, at least the inserter parts are done, which means... Yeah, these are going to fill up because we don't need as many. And I could fill up, like, both sides of the belt, but it doesn't seem like it's necessary. And it looks like our bus is doing fine, mostly just because we're not drawing nearly that much. Yeah, so we are starting to, like, go beyond the capabilities of this. We're going into, like, the backlog, just, like, store it up. Just starting to, anyway. But part of the reason for that is we're not taking in a full belt anymore because some of these turned off. Oh, a good amount of these turned off. And we have this big gap in here too, which I don't like. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I'll worry about that later. We're gonna have some weird shapes. But that should help fix it. Yeah, that looks full to me, and you can see it is. Some things are backed up on both sides. Good. So that's more than we need. It's only slightly... No, it's like there's 2 that we have for that, so that's fine. So now we're using a full belt of input again, which means half a belt of output. We're about to be back down there, which is okay. Copper, I think I'll expand the smelting setup. Or, I mean the mining setup. Let's slowly trickle our way down there. While I'm here, I'll collect any stone that's in this. Oh, mined out its whole patch. It's probably time that we... I guess I should automate it now that we have, like, tons of belts. Doesn't have to be much. But this way we just don't have to do these stupid trips anymore. So let me go grab some more belt stuff. Because now I can actually use a loader. Now that we just have a belt going in. I do also have to get the ammo thing back up here. I'll keep like 50 of those on me. Oh, I don't have that much wood. That's the issue. Well, there are plenty of trees, and I do have greenhouses in my inventory. So I think in the next episode, we'll be able to actually start automating science. But we really need to either establish a wall or like go and hunt these aliens. Because they're going to be a big issue. Do I even have the ability to make walls? Yes. So, and we do have a lot of stone. Yeah, okay. We really don't even need that much glass, you know? I'm just gonna be, like, very lazy and just do something... No, I should have, like, a real stone setup, I think. I'll just leave this as is. Grab that. And then somewhere down here, I'll make, like, a stone smelter. I don't have the top power poles in there. And I also don't need it to be a blueprint. I can just Control-C it. I'm so used to using blueprints when I now can realize I can just use the copy command. I don't really want this to be with the other ones. Maybe it should be, though. This will get some more wood because we have been lacking. And I think I'm essentially just going to make stone bricks, store the stone bricks and make walls, you know? Just so we can pave better, and so that we can start actually making some sort of like wall structure to keep our factory safe from the aliens. And we'll just have to expand it when we feel the need to. And I do think I'll try and set up like an auto sort of an auto like I don't want to say fueling, giving more ammo to the turrets. There's a word for that, isn't there? I guess like reloading is kind of close. No, I can do this better. I'll essentially just fill out this whole thing. Oh, there is some right there, really? Well, then what I'm gonna do is just this. That's stupid. I'm just gonna do this. Soon, though, I'll be able to get better power poles and stuff. I'm going to do something like this, where the input priority is from the left, and then this one the input... Well, I want the input priority from the right because I want to drain from this one first. And then the output priority can also be to the right, which will be the stone bricks, and then everything else can go this way. So it's still going to take time even for the bots to build these things, but at least we don't have to, like... We don't have to manually create all these resources anymore. We're already out of belts, wow. And that's why we have a whole chest of them. Yeah, we really just need to go grab more belts. And I will connect the power here. Okay. We have to walk all the way back up. I've really been making a ton of glass when I really don't need that much of it. But that's okay. If we need it, it's there. Okay. We are in gear heaven, I guess. Let's take like 5 of these. Let's fill up our underground belts. Oh, that's so nice, having all of these. We have a whole stack of them now, and same with inserters. We do really need to automate that ammo again. So I think I'm just going to do that very cheaply over here. I'll fill up like a whole chest of that. And for now, I'm just going to like pipe in coal in like the worst way I can possibly imagine. There we go. It just needs to be automatic. It doesn't have to be good, you know? I also don't even think those are going to be fast enough. I guess I could use a third. And that will just pull both of them over time. Can I actually use a loader? I don't think I can use a loader on assembler. No, see how it... I don't know, maybe. Because if I can, I could just pump the coal directly in. Oh, you can. Okay. Well, in that case, I don't need to worry about having a slow inserter when I can just always guarantee that there's coal. Cool. So now we can just work our way back down. This walk is like going to kill me, I think. You can just see everything like out of fuel. I think we're going to need more coal, but maybe that's just because I pulled so much. Output is to the left. Let's pull this down. And I'm just going to be lazy with this. I'm going to assume this is the only coal we need down here. So let me go add more coal mining. Wow, that's far. Okay. And input priority, I'll make from the left so that we work inwards. I don't think we're going to use that much coal, but at least now we have more capability for it. So you can see this is not getting any coal. That's kind of awkward, but that's barely using any, but this, since we shifted all that coal, that's the big issue. But now it will be improved soon. Whole right side is awful. I'm gonna add a belt balancer. Because at least like these will pull roughly evenly. This doesn't. Where's the nearest one? Control C right there. Just disconnect like my entire factory's power. Wait, how is it connected? Oh, because it has its own like power thing. Yeah, there we go. And you just see that dip right there. So all the mining was just being done by this for a moment. But there we go. So now this is being belt balanced, so both sides can go up. And of course the issue is this has to be completely filled before anything else gets anything. But they are starting to trickle in. And now this is, oh, no, this is really low. It's gonna take a while before any coal gets down here. But so let me take this recipe and replace it. And really what I need are walls. It takes 5 and it does like half a second, so I don't know, I'm tempted to do a lot. Especially since we're using like a whole furnace setup for this. Decisions. Let me just start with one and see what this is like. I'm pretty sure one will end up being enough. Which means I'm going to use 2. It's not nearly the distance I thought it'd be, but I need to actually do something like this. We'll just use the iron chest I have and just fill it with walls because we're going to need literally just as much as it can produce. Wow, even with 3 inserters, it's just not enough. I'm tempted to... Yeah, I think I will. I'm gonna cheat, sort of. I should just copy this. So instead of this, I'm gonna put it up here. And then I'm gonna use the fast inserters. And then how many fast inserters do I need? 3 still? Well, I say fast, but long. But the long inserters are faster. Yeah, so it's slightly better. And now we're out of stone because we didn't have much coal coming in yet. So that's just going to do that. And I think I'll make another iron chest and we'll just fill this up. Whoops. And we'll just fill that up without a limit on it because we just need them, right? So these two will be fighting, but that's okay. Good amount of walls now, and this is just going to produce passively. We have a good amount of coal coming in. Good. Good. I think our coal's probably fine, at least for now. This should fill up pretty soon. It's not going to use that much. So now we have some real stone brick production. But this main bus is going to be lacking. Definitely going to need... well, really what we need is to already go, like, over here and get that iron patch. Because this one, not only are we, like, fully... we're, like, almost pulling as much out of it as we can. Although I guess not. We could probably get, like, a belt and a half out of it, maybe? Maybe roughly 2 belts. Yeah, I think that's just the game, right? It's just going to be slower research. We haven't even done any research in this episode. But this was important. We had to get this done, and this is a significant improvement to what we had before. This is much more like a real factory, and you can see everything here is being limited by the iron input, which is fine. It's just how it is. Our power is okay. But our inserters are doing well, our ammo's doing well. So I think everything is in a pretty good state. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode where it was a lot of just thinking, if I'm being honest. It's just a lot of planning and laying things out. But that's mostly just because I'm not familiar with the ratios of this mod. But I think at the end, we ended up doing something that's pretty good. So in the next episode, I think I can finally start actually automating the 2 techs that we actually have, and then we can continue our research. Although, I will have to do something about these bugs. Oh god, look at that. Yeah, we'll really need to set up more walls and turrets and the, like, actual defense system. So, I'll see you guys in the next episode.